Good morning, my dear children. Welcome to today's session. Hope all are enjoying at your homes with homeschooling. Am I right? Okay. Welcome to our algebra session for part 3. In the last 2 classes, we discussed what are expressions. How can we classify the expressions? I mean algebraic expressions, numerical expressions. And also we discussed what are like terms and unlike terms. And also how can we add or subtract like terms. And also we learnt how to form an expression from the given statement. Okay. I think all of you are got a clear idea about all these concepts. Now let us go to somewhat further. So in the initial, on the day 1 of this algebra class, we started our session with the basic concepts like variables and constants, To explain that variables and constants, we come across some patterns. Have you remembered? Right. Now I want to recall those 2 patterns again. Right. Now let us look at this slide. Here, if you look at the slide, here you can, we already discussed about this example. On one bench, we accommodated 2 students. Am I right? On 2 benches, we can accommodate 4 students. On 3 benches, we can accommodate 6 students. Like that, if there are n number of benches, where n is a variable, then the number of students that we can accommodate is 2n. Am I right? Now let us look at that pattern. I want to write again the table. Okay. Now number of benches, number of students that we can accommodate. Okay. Right. Here, if you take one bench, if you observe the figure or if you observe that picture, you can see 2 students. Okay. If there are 2 benches, then we can accommodate 4 students. If there are 3 benches, we can accommodate 6 students. Like that, then we generalized one pattern. We generalized the pattern by taking this n. N is a variable here. This n is a variable. Right. If you take n number of benches, then the number of students we can accommodate is 2n. Am I right? Okay, good. Now, if there are 10 benches, how many students we can accommodate? That means, if n is equal to 10, then how many students we can accommodate? That is nothing but 2 into 10, we can accommodate 20 students. Am I right? Right. Now, I will go in reverse order. Here, if you know the number of benches, then we can find number of students. Now I will go in a reverse way. That means, if I have the number of students as 50, then my question is, how many benches are required to accommodate these 50 students? In earlier case, if number of benches is given, then we can find number of students. But now in reverse way, that means if number of students, I have the students of capacity 50, then how many benches I need? That is my question. Okay. Now, how can you represent this? That means 2n is equal to 50. Am I right? This 2n. This is number of students. I have how many students? 50 students. That means if 2n is equal to 50, what I have to find? Number of benches I have to find. That means n is equal to how much? Okay. Is it clear? Right. Now, let us come to the second pattern. If you observe this, if you observe this triangle, here already I have shown this activity. To make one triangle, I need how many matchsticks? 3 matchsticks. Am I right? Okay. Now, I want to make 2 triangles. Then how many matchsticks are needed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 matchsticks. Please remember, my dear students. Now, I want to make 3 triangles. So, how many matchsticks are required? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 matchsticks are required. Like that, if you look at the slide, there also we prepared one table. That is, let us take the second pattern. This also we explained in case of learning the concepts, variables and exponents. Okay. Here, number of triangles. Okay. Next, what are required to form these triangles? Matchsticks are required. Number of matchsticks. Right. Now, let us prepare the table for this, or if you observe the slide, there also we have the table. Already we have done this activity. If I want to prepare one triangle, how many matchsticks are required? 3. Right. If I want to make 2 triangles, I need 5 matchsticks. If I want to make 3 triangles, I need 7, like this. Now, what will be the generalized formula? That means, if there are x number of triangles, which is a variable. So, how many matchsticks are required? By following the pattern, it is given that 2x plus 1. 2x plus 1. Am I right? Okay. Now, the question is, I want to make 10 triangles. How many matchsticks are required? Just you substitute in that generalized formula, that is 2 into 10, 20 plus 1. That means I require 21 matchsticks. 21 matchsticks. Now, again, here what we observed, if you know the number of triangles, then we can find how many matchsticks are required to form that number of triangles. Am I right? Now, again here also I am going in reverse order. That means, if I have 23 matchsticks, or if you take, if I have 53 matchsticks, let us take 53 matchsticks, then how many triangles will be formed? That means, here number of matchsticks are given, number of matchsticks is given, you have to find number of triangles. That is nothing but, if you write that statement, that means if 2x plus 1 is equal to 53, then what we have to find? Number of triangles. That means x is equal to how much? That means with 53 matchsticks, how many triangles can I make? That will be the question. That means in all these 2 cases, this one and this one, you observe the statements. What are those things? Statements. That means here this is a statement 2n is equal to 50. In the same way, this 2x plus 1 is equal to 53. This is also a statement. If you observe these two statements, here you can find two expressions. Am I right? These two are mathematical expressions. This is an algebraic expression. This is a numerical expression. Here also 2x plus 1 is an algebraic expression, 53 is a numerical expression. That means these two statements are having expressions. But if you observe one more thing, one common thing is there, that is equality is there. Am I right? Here also you have equal to, here also you have equal to. That means the statements of equality, the statement of equality between two expressions which contains variables is known as equation. Today we are going to learn about equation, which is very, very important not only in school but also in higher classes. Not only in algebra, but you go to any topic, any branch of mathematics, you come across lot of situations where you can find the equations like this. So it is very important, right? If you are thorough in these equations, how to form the equation, how to solve the equation, then you can find all the solutions in a very less time. Okay, now let us look at these equations in detail. Here how many equations we formed? Two equations we formed. If you go to the definition of an equation, if you look at the slide, statement of equality, just now I told, that is a statement of equality between two mathematical expressions containing one or more variables. Sometimes you may have more than one variable also, right? Now let us see here the two statements what we discussed just now, that is 2n is equal to 40. That means here I have 40 students, I want to find number of benches. Next, I have 23 matchsticks, I want to find number of triangles formed. That means 2x plus 1 is equal to 23. Right. These two are known as, just now we defined equation. These are known as equations. In the name itself you have the word. If you observe this, here you have the word equate. Equate. How can you represent equate in symbolic form? That is nothing but equal to symbol. So please remember, my dear children, if the statements are like this, which are involving equal to sign, right, then those statements are known as equations. These statements has to be with variables. Okay. Now if you take this equation, here you can find two parts. That means this equal to symbol divides the equation into how many parts? Divides into two parts. Okay. That is, this part lie on the left side of the symbol and this part lie on the right side of the symbol. Therefore, we can call this as LHS, left hand side, because this expression is on the left hand side of the equal to symbol. Therefore, this is LHS. This is known as RHS, right hand side. That means every equation contain two parts, one is LHS and the other one is RHS, right. Now let us prepare or let us form some more equations from the given statements. If you observe the slide, here you can see 1/3 of a number added to 5. Sorry. Now, basing on that statement, now we have to form equation. 1/3 of a number added to 5 gives 8. Here we don't know what is that number exactly. So, let us take that number as a variable. Let us assume that the number as variable. 1/3 of a number, that means 1/3 of, let us take the number is x. When this number is added to 5, if it is added to 5, then we will get 8. We will get 8. I can write this also as x by 3, because when we have the multiplication of a fraction and a number, then simply multiply the number with the numerator. 1 into x is x only. X by 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. We can also call this as an equation, because we have the equality sign as well as we have two expressions and we have one variable. So, this is also an example for an equation. Now, let us look at the slide. If you look at the second statement, if you subtract 5 from 6 times a number, you get 7. You are subtracting 5 from 6 times a number. Here also we don't know about the number. Let us take the number as y. Let us take the number as y. 6 times a number, that means times means you have to multiply 6 into y. When this 6 times a number, if you subtract 5, that means we are subtracting 5 from this product, 6y minus 5. This gives how much? 7. This is also an equation, right. Now, let us look at the third statement. Product of two consecutive numbers. What do you mean by consecutive numbers? The numbers with difference 1 is known as consecutive numbers. For example, 13, 14, 5, 6, like that. That means if you take a number as x, what will be its next number? It will be x plus 1. If you add 1 to it, you will get the next consecutive number. The product of these two numbers is 12. That is nothing but x into x plus 1 is given by 12. This is also example of an equation. Like this, we can frame the equations based on the given statements, right. Forming of this equation is also very important. If you understand the statement correctly, then only you are able to form the equations in a correct way, right. Now, the equations we formed like this. Then if you see the other example, there you can see there are two persons. One is Raju, the kid, and his father. Here we can find the relation between their ages. Raju's father's age is 5 years more than 3 times Raju's age. If you read in the first instance, you may get confused, but if you read twice or thrice, it will be, you can understand it very easily, right. Okay. Here we don't know about Raju's age, but we know about his father's age. So, now let us take Raju's age is equal to some x years. As we don't know the age, let us take it as x. Now, how those two persons' ages are related? Raju's father's age is 5 years more than 3 times Raju's age. What is 3 times Raju's age? That is nothing but 3x. 5 years more. More means you have to use the symbol plus. 5 years more. This is the age of his father. Right. Now, in the problem it is given that his father is 44 years old. That means this value is equal to 44. That means here also we can form an equation, because we have the equality sign, here we have algebraic expression, here you have numerical expression. So, it fulfills all the conditions, therefore, we can call this as an equation, right. So far we framed different kinds of equations based on the given statements, right, very good. Forming equations or framing equation is one side, and then you have to find the value of the variable which is included in the equation is another side. That means, for example, if you take the first one, 2n is equal to 40. This is an equation. Now, I have to find what is n value. This I have to find. That means, here you have to find the value of the variable which satisfy the given equation. Satisfy means what? Satisfy is nothing but LHS must be equal to RHS. For what value of the variable LHS is equal to RHS, that means the equation will become true. That is called satisfying the equation. So, now let us go to this. The values of the variable which satisfy the given equation is known as solution of an equation. This is very important. Finding problem, everyone will find the problem, but the thing is finding the solution is very important, or telling about the solution is very important, right. Everyone will tell about the problem, that is not good, this is not good, like that, but the explaining the solution is very important. Like that, in our algebra and in our equations also, finding the solution is also very important, right. Now, how can we find the solution? Let us take, already just now what do you mean by equation, and how can we form the equations from the given statements, and what is solution of an equation. Now, let us take one equation and let us solve it, try to solve it. If you observe here, the equation, given equation is 2x is equal to 10. Why I denoted those LHS and RHS on a weighing balance, I will tell you later. Just now the equation is 2x equal to 10. Now, I want to find the solution of the equation. That means, now I have to find the value of the variable which satisfy the given equation. Am I right? That is called solution. Now, here what is LHS? This is 2x. What is RHS? This is fixed, I mean constant, that is 10. Now, I am giving the different values for the variable. Now, let us take x is equal to 1. What happens? Right. If x is equal to 1, what will be the LHS? That means 2 into, in place of x, write this value 1. If there is no sign, it is a multiplication product, that is equal to 2. Are there any variable here? No. That means this RHS will not depend on the variable. It is independent of the variable. So, it is always a constant 10. Now, tell me, are they equal? No, they are not equal. That means the statement is not true. If you take x is equal to 2, what will happen? Again do the same. Substitute here 2 into 2, which is 4, but the RHS is 10. Again they are not equal. If you take x is equal to 3, what happens? This is 2 into 3, that is equal to 6. Here we have 10. Again these two are not equal, right? If you have x is equal to 4, then we have 2 into 4, that is equal to 8. Here we have 10. Again these two are not equal. If you take x is equal to 5, what will happen? That is 2 into 5, which is 10, and the RHS is also 10. If you observe this LHS and RHS, are they equal? Yes, exactly. That means we got the solution. Am I right? That means for the value of 5, that means if you take the value of the variable as 5, then the equation is satisfied. That means both LHS and RHS are same. Therefore, this x is equal to 5 is called solution of the equation. Solution of the equation. Or this is also called root of an equation. Both are same. Right. The finding the solution like this is known as solving the equation. That what we have in the title, solving of simple equations. Right. Now this is good. We go on substituting the values like this. At some point you will get the solution. Now just imagine if the solution is 50. For example, for a problem the solution is 50. How many times you have to substitute? First you have to take 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. You have to go to up to 50, which will take more and more time. So to find the solution, initially we have this method. This method we are doing trials, no? We are doing trials. First x equal to 1, one trial, x equal to 2, another trial, x equal to 3, another trial. Therefore, this method is known as trial and error method. Trial and error method. As this method is taking too much of time, then we have one smarter way to find the solution of given equation. Okay. Now let us find the solution of the given equation in a smarter way. To find this solution of the equation, for this smarter way, you have to remember one principle, that is principles of equality. Already you know about this, just I want to brief it again. Let us take 5 is equal to 5. Am I right? Every number is equal to itself. Okay, right. Now, this is the basic statement. Let us take. Now, what happen if I add two LHS? This is LHS, this is RHS. Okay. Now, what I am doing? I am adding 2 to LHS. Then is it become the same 5? No. As you are adding 2 to the LHS, to maintain this equality symbol, you have to add the same quantity to RHS also. Am I right? 5 plus 2, 7. Again 5 plus 2, 7. Both are same. That means if you add the same quantity on the both sides, then the equality will remain same. Equality will remain same. Now, what happens if you subtract 3 from this? 5 minus 3, 2. Is it same as 5? No. To maintain this equality, again you have to subtract 3 here. That means if you subtract the same quantity on both sides, then the equality does not change. Now, let us come to another one. Here I am multiplying with 4 on LHS. Is it same as 5? No. Again you have to multiply with 4 the same number. That means if you multiply with the same number on both sides, then also the equality will remain same. Again, I am dividing this 5 with 5. Is it same as 5? No. Again here you have to divide with 5. Right? From this, what is our observation? If you add, subtract, multiply or divide with the same number on both sides, then the equation remains same. Right? Now, these 4 principles are known as principles of equality. Okay. Now, let us come to our variables. Let us take A is equal to B. Two variables are same. Already we know that every variable will take some value. some numerical value. Therefore, whatever the principles we have for the numbers, we can apply the same principles to the variables also. In yesterday class, we applied distributive property also when you are adding like terms or subtracting like terms. Here also we are applying these principles of equality for these variables. That means if you add the same number a plus c, c is any number, on both sides, then the equality does not change. Again, if you subtract the number, same number, then also the equality does not change. If you multiply a into c is same as b into c, then also equality will not change. Again, if you divide, that is a by c will be same as b by c. Based on this, we can apply for the variables. This is the very important concept in solving our simple equations. Okay, is it clear? Now let us go to the equations. Right. Now, we apply these principles for solving the simple equations. Right. Okay. Now let us look at this. Now let us come to the point why I represented these equation parts, I mean LHS and RHS, in a weighing balance, because this LHS is equal to RHS. That means these two parts are like this. If you look at me, then you will identify, right? Okay. If the two parts are like this, these two parts are like this, okay, right. If this is LHS and this is RHS. If you add some weight to LHS, this is LHS. If you add some weight to this LHS, what will happen? This will come down and this will move forward, upward. Am I right? Here, that means I am putting one pen here. So, it will be like this. Again, to maintain the same balance, what I should do? I have to add the same weight. I have to add the same weight on other pan also. Those two are called pans. Right. Okay. That means then only the balance will be maintained. Am I right? So, we apply the same concept here also. That is why I represented all those LHS and RHS in a simple balance. Whenever you add some quantity, you have to add the same quantity on the other pan, then only the balance will be maintained. Here balance is nothing but equality. Balance is nothing but equality. Let us take this equation. X plus 3 is equal to 7. X plus 3 is equal to 7. Right. Now, here what I want to do, I want to find the solution of this equation. Solution is nothing but finding the value of the variable. So, I have to find the value of the x. There should not be any other term other than x in the LHS. But here I have plus 3. How can I remove this plus 3? Can I directly rub this? No. I can make it 0 by subtracting the 3. Am I right? 3 minus 3 will become 0. That means I am subtracting 3. If you subtract only 3 on only LHS, then what happens? Is it the balance maintained? No. So, by using principles of equality, you have to subtract 3 on RHS also. That means subtracting 3 on both sides. Then only the equality holds good. Am I right? So, that means x plus 3 minus 3 is equal to 7 minus 3. Am I right? Now, what is plus 3 and minus 3? Here you may get one doubt. Why you are subtracting only 3? Why not 5? Because in addition to x, what is the term I have? I have plus 3. So, I want to remove that plus 3. So, I am taking minus 3. Just remember that, it is enough. Right. Now what is 3 minus 3? That is x plus, this is nothing but 0 is equal to 7 minus 3. Whenever you are solving the equations, you have to write this implies. Some students will write, instead of implies, they write like this, here also equal to, but it is not correct. Please write implies. Okay. Now when any number is added to 0, you will get the same number, that is x is equal to 7 minus 3. Therefore, what is x value? 7 minus 3 is 4. Do we got the direct solution or not? Yes. In the earlier method, what we have done? We go on substituting different values for the variables. Then at some point we got the solution. But here it is not like that. Is it the smarter way or not? Yes, right. Now here we got the solution as x equal to 4. Now I have the doubt whether this 4 is the solution or not. Am I got the right answer or not? For that also you have one, that is you can verify whether 4 is answer or not. Let us substitute 4 in the LHS. Here we have x plus 3. In place of x, what the value we got? 4. 4 plus 3, which is 7. Is it same as RHS or not? So our solution is correct. Like that you have to verify. Okay, you can check your answer also. Right, here we will find one more smarter way. Let us look at this. Here this is the equation and I got the step like this after subtracting 3 on both sides. Can you find any difference between these two statements? This one and this one. Here whatever the terms are there, we have the same terms, but with some change in the position. That means plus 3 is transposed to right side. Here plus 3 is in LHS, but in here 3 is in RHS. So what happened? In the LHS it has the plus sign, plus symbol. When it is transposed to RHS, it attains minus sign. That means when a positive quantity which is in LHS is transformed to RHS, then it will become minus. It will become minus. If you know this, then directly you can without writing all these steps, you can find the direct this step. For example, if you have y plus 5 is equal to 10. Here plus 5 is there. I want to find the value of the variable. Variable is y. So if you transpose this plus 5 into that side, then you will get y is equal to 10 plus 5 will become minus 5, that is nothing but 5. Without writing these two steps, directly you can find the solution. This is the smartest way to find the solution. But you have to remember this. That means when a positive quantity transposed to RHS, then it will become minus. How you are getting minus? By looking at this example. Okay. Some students will not be able to tell why this plus quantity will become minus when it is transposed to RHS, because by applying this concept. Okay. Now, is it clear? Now, let us go to another problem. Let us see the slide. You have one more problem, that is, if you observe the slide, again there is a weighing balance. On the LHS you have y minus 4 is equal to, in the RHS you have 6. Okay, right. Now, how can we solve this problem? Here what is the variable? Y is the variable. To find the solution of the equation, you must contain only variable in a LHS. So I want to remove this minus 4. To remove this minus 4, what should I do? You have to add 4, then only it will become 0. So what I am doing? Adding 4. If you add only on LHS, it will not, that equality should not be maintained. to maintain the equality, you have to add 4 on both sides by applying that principles of equality. Adding 4 on both sides, then what happens? Then y minus 4, I am adding 4 plus 4 is equal to, here also you have to add 4. Why I am adding 4 only? Because here I have minus 4, that is why I am adding 4. Now what about this value? Minus 4 plus 4, it becomes 0. That means y plus 0 is equal to 6 plus 4. If you add 0 to any number, then you will get the same number, that is y is equal to 6 plus 4. Y is equal to 6 plus 4, therefore y is equal to 10. This is the solution of the given equation. Let us check whether this is correct or not. In place of y, write 10. What is 10 minus 4? 6. Are you getting RHS or not? Therefore, our solution is correct. Right. Now again, let us frame one more rule, transposing rule. This is the first equation, and at some point you get the statement like this. Here also if you observe, you have all the 3 terms y 4 6, here also y 4 6, but the thing is minus 4 is in LHS in the problem, but at some stage you transposed this minus 4 into RHS. Am I right? We transposed to here. Then what happens? This is a negative quantity. After transposing to RHS, it became a positive quantity. If you got this point, then directly you can solve the equations. That means if there is a minus or negative quantity, when it is transposed to RHS, it is becoming positive quantity. Right. Am I right? Now let us see. Let us take one problem. A minus 1 is equal to 6. Let us take a problem like this. Generally, if you want to follow this method, what you have to do? You have to add 1 on both sides, then you will get the solution. If you apply this concept, transposing rule, here you have negative quantity, transpose this minus 1 into RHS, then what happens? Minus quantity will become plus quantity. Why? You have seen the pattern here. Then that implies A is equal to 6 minus 1 will become plus 1, therefore you will get A is equal to 7. This is the solution of the equation. If you substitute 7 here, 7 minus 1, which is 6 only. This is the smartest way, right? Like this we can find the solution if the equation is like this. Now let us come to the other model. Yes, if you can see the slide, if you see the slide, there you can see the problem as 3a is equal to 12. In earlier 2 cases, variable is added with some number or subtracted with some number, but here the variable is multiplied with number. I am taking all the 4 operations. In the first, plus, minus, then now multiplication. Right. Now here again A is multiplied by 3. How can I make only A on LHS? When it is possible? Tell me. When it is possible, if you divide this term with 3, 3 goes one time on both numerator and denominator, you will be left with 1. Am I right? Now apply the same. That means divide with 3. If you divide with only on LHS, then is equality should maintain? No. So to maintain the equality, that means to maintain the balance, you must divide on RHS, divide RHS also with 3. That means divide with 3 on both sides. Whatever you are doing in one side, you must do the same with the other side, then only that equation holds good. That means 3a by 3, division is nothing but by. is equal to 12 by 3. Am I right? Now, 3 ones are 3 ones are. 1 by 1 is 1 only. 1 into A is A only. That implies A is equal to 12 by 3. That is nothing but A is equal to what is 3? 3 ones are 3. 3 goes how many times? 4 times. Therefore, A is equal to 4 is the solution. Now, let us verify whether this is solution or not. If you substitute here 3 into what is the value of A? 4. Is it 12 or not? You got the same value or not? Therefore, this is the solution of the given equation. Right. Again, we will find one more smartest rule. Right. If you observe these 2 steps, what you find? Here 3 is multiplying. Here you have the same terms 3a 12. Here also 3a 12. But the thing is, in the problem 3 is in LHS, but it was transposed to RHS and make quotient. Here multiplication will become division. Right. Now, this multiplication will become division when you transpose a term from LHS to RHS. This is another rule of transpose. Now, let us take a simple problem. 2x is equal to 24. 2x equal to 24. Now, here 2x is nothing but 2 into x. This is given by 24. Here 2 is multiplying. Now, I want to find the solution of the equation. Solution of the equation is nothing but finding the value of the variable. Except variable, you have to remove all the coefficients here. That means you must get rid of this 2. Okay. How can you make this free from 2? That means you have to remove this 2 from the equation. That means this is a multiplication quantity. Now, if you take this 2 into this side, then it will become division quantity. That is, x is equal to 24. Here multiplication is there. Therefore, it will become division. 2 ones are 2, 2, 2 2s are 4. That is equal to 2. Therefore, x equal to 12 is the solution of the equation. Like this, we can find the equation when there is a multiplication. Find the solution of equation when there is a multiplication. Is it clear? Right. Now, let us come to we completed addition, subtraction and multiplication. Now, let us look at the other equation which is with division. If you look at the slide, there you can see the equation x by 5 is equal to what is in RHS? 8. Right. Now, how can we solve this equation? In the first case, we have taken addition, second case subtraction, third case multiplication. Now, this is the fourth operation, division. Right. Again, here what is the variable? X is the variable. To find the solution, I want to retain only x, the variable, in LHS. How can I remove this 5? If you multiply with 5, then 5 will get cancelled. You will be left with variable x only. So, that means multiply with 5. If you only multiply with 5 on LHS, is it equality maintained? No. By using our principles of equality, as we discussed earlier, you have to multiply with 5 on RHS also. Therefore, with 5 on both sides. Then what will happen? X by 5 into 5 is equal to 8 into 5. Is it clear why I am multiplying with only 5? Because I want to remove this denominator. Here 5 is there, therefore I am multiplying with 5. If there is 10, then you have to multiply with 10. If there is minus 3 in the denominator, you have to multiply with minus 3. Right. Now, 5 goes one time on both numerator and denominator. there you will get x is equal to 8 into 5. Therefore, x is equal to 40. This is the solution of the equation. Let us find whether this is solution or not by substituting here. That means in place of x, write 40, that is 40 by 5. 5 ones are, 5 eights are, that is RHS. Therefore, this is the solution of the given equation. Now, again here also you can find one smartest way, that is one rule for transpose. If you take these two steps, what happens? We have the same three terms x, 5 and 8, here also x, 5 and 8, but only the thing is here 5 is in the quotient, I mean division part, but when this is transposed to RHS, it is multiplying. Am I right? That means if there is a division in one side, if it is transposed to other side, then it will become a multiplicative quantity. That means this division will become multiplication. Right? You have to remember this. And I think you know well how we got these rules. These are called transposing rules. Am I right? So, if you look at the table here in the slide, when LHS, RHS, when a positive quantity is transposed to RHS, it will become negative quantity, a negative quantity, positive quantity, a multiplication quantity will become a division quantity, and a division quantity will become a multiplicative quantity. Right? Am I right? Now, you got clear idea? Right. Now, in some problems you may not be with the simple one operation. You may have two or more operations also. Right. In the first case, let us discuss about this, the equation which contains more than one operation. In the first case, when you are talking about the triangles like this, there the number of matchsticks is denoted by 2x plus 1. If I have 53 matchsticks, then how many triangles are formed? That is my question. That means 2x plus 1 is equal to 53. Then I want to find x. This is also already just we discussed just now. This is also represents a simple equation. Now, if you observe this, here there is addition and here we have multiplication. It is the equation consisting of more than one operation. In earlier all the four cases you are with only one operation. Here you have two operations. Then how can we solve? It is also very easy. If you remember all these rules, then simply within 2 steps you can find the solution. Let us see how. Now, let us take first, you have to keep that variable term as it is. Whatever the quantities added or subtracted to that variable, first you have to remove all those quantities. Now, here I have plus 1. Okay. Now, I want to remove this plus 1. That means I want to transpose this plus 1 into RHS. This is a positive quantity. If you observe the table, positive quantity will become negative quantity. That means 2x is equal to 53. This plus 1 will become minus 1. Am I right? That means 2x is equal to 53 minus 1 is 52. Okay. Now, again, if you observe this, we removed this plus quantity. Now, you have multiplication. Again, you have to apply this. If there is a multiplication, if you take 2 into this side, it will divide. That implies x is equal to 52. This multiplication will become division. That is 2 1s are 2 2s are 4, 12, 2 6s are 12. Therefore, x is equal to 26. This is the solution of the equation. That means if I have 53 matchsticks, I can prepare 26 triangles. Okay. That means in sometimes you have the problems also like this. Now, let us look at the slide. Just I will explain one problem. After that, you write the things which are for summer project. Let us look at the second one or first one. The number of boys in a school is 120 more than the number of girls. If there are 980 students in the school, find the number of boys and girls in the school. Here number of boys is expressed in terms of number of girls. So, let us take number of girls is equal to x. Then what will be the number of boys? Number of boys is equal to, in the statement it is given that 120 more than number of girls, that means x plus 120, x plus 120. In the school, how many students are there? In the school, how many students are there? 980 students. That means boys plus girls is equal to 980. That means x plus, first you have to write the number of boys, that is x plus 120 plus these are boys and girls is x. This is given by 980. This is very important. By understanding the given statement, you have to form the equation. That is very important, right? Now, here these two are like terms. We can add like terms. X plus x is 2x, and we have the constant 120, which is 980. Now, this is a simple equation. We can take plus 120 into this side. That means 2x is equal to 980. If plus quantity will go to the other side, then it will become minus quantity. That means you will get 2x is equal to 980 minus 120, that is 0, 8 minus 2, 6, 9 minus 1, 8, 860. Again you have 2 here. That means when this 2 is multiplying x, when you take 2 into that side, it will divide. That is nothing but x is equal to 860 by 2. 2 1s are 2 4s are 8, 2 3s are 6, 0. Therefore, x is equal to 430. X is what? Number of girls. This is 430. Then what about number of boys? 430 plus 120, that is 550. If you add these two, you will get this value, right? Like this, we solve the equations. In our daily life also, we use all these simple equations, right? Now, let us look at the summer project for this. Please note down, my dear students. It is the problem which is linked to our daily life situations. The relation between Celsius, these two units are used to measure temperature. To convert Celsius into Fahrenheit, we use the formula degree Fahrenheit. Please note down it clearly. Degree Fahrenheit is equal to 9 by 5 into C. C means Celsius plus 32. When you go to hospital, your temperature will be measured in terms of degree Fahrenheit. But if you look at the daily weather report, that day's temperature is measured in degree centigrade, right? Now, here I have given two problems. One is, if the temperature of your body is 98 degree Fahrenheit, then express it in terms of Celsius. And the other question is, if today's temperature, today already we entered into hot summer, then if the temperature is 40 degree centigrade, then express it in terms of Fahrenheit by using above relation. This is question number 1. Now, is it finished? Okay. Now, let us go to second question. Right. Let us write down this question. The relation between weight on moon and earth is given by Wm, means weight on moon, is equal to We stands for weight on earth by 6. For example, my weight is 60 kilograms. If I go to moon, then my weight will become 10 kilograms mass, right? So, here Wm represents weight on moon, We represents weight on earth. Now, what you have to do is collect the weights of all your family members. Now, let us find what are their weights on moon. if they go to moon, what about their weights? That you have to find. Please note down the question once again. Please note down that question. Find the weight of your family members on the moon. Okay. Is it clear? Right. Thank you, my dear children. I think all are enjoying homeschooling, right? Okay. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. Thank you.